Hi, my name's Benjamin Tanguli Mtoka. I come from Kenya, Africa, and by the grace of God, I am a leader of Shekinah Glory Mission Center. And in this ministry, we do a lot of things. And just want to share with you some of the things that we do. We do church planting, and we get in the villages and we preach the gospel and plant churches. And so besides church planting, we also take care of orphans and widows. And we really love and uphold so much James 1:27. And we incorporate that in our church, in our ministry. And therefore, by the grace of God, I have like 120 pastors that are working with me, and I have almost 81 churches. By the grace of God, I am the leader, and if you can call it, I'm the bishop of this ministry, the founder, and my wife and I, we founded this ministry, and we depend on God in everything as we lead. And then, because of loving the orphans and the widows, and challenging our leaders to reach out to the widows and the orphans in the villages, it has given us an opportunity to serve many of these kids. In Kenya, where we serve, there's a problem. We have a crisis. The crisis is that the research was done, according to the census of 2009, we have over 2.8 million orphans. 2.8 million orphans. And now, these 2.8 million orphans, we cannot have them all, but we can do something. And therefore, in my ministry, we have, God has given us the grace to have 15 orphanages right now, as we speak. These 15 orphanages, we take care of the orphans in every orphanage, and roughly or averagely like 30 orphans in every orphanage for the 15s. Then we also have, apart from these 15 orphanages we are talking about, they deal with elementary group of kids, kids who go to elementary school. They are the ones we're talking about in the 15 orphanages. But we have other group of kids that we also deal with, and this group of kids are called abandoned kids. These are kids whose mothers, they didn't want to have them when they got pregnant, and they planned to drop them somewhere or abandon them, or even maybe kill them. So we have many of them right now, and these are kids who were thrown in the bush at the time of delivery, or abandoned in the hospital. These mothers would go in the hospital and give a wrong information about their lives, about their names, and about their address. And then after delivery, they would abandon them. They would leave the hospital and go, and the hospital would not trace them. So they become abandoned. And now every case of abandoned child goes through the police as a case, and the police takes it to the children department, and the children department, they don't have a place where they can keep this kind of children, and therefore they call on us, because they know we take care of orphans. So they have been calling on us, and they give us these children. And it started by 2 kids the first time. The first day they gave us 2 children, 2 babies, one was 4 days, another one was 5 days. And we picked them and we brought them in, and they kept coming. It's not like every week, not every month, but periodically, depending on the time the mothers leave them. So at this moment, so far the children department have given us up to 20 babies. And we have been taking them in, give them the names, and then they don't know any other parent. We are not their parents. And therefore, this is the time, this is the period, this is the group that whatever is pure has come in to support me, because they don't have any support. I don't have any support for this apart from through whatever is pure. And therefore, right now as I am speaking, we have 17. They were 20, but we lost 3. 3 died in our hands. And then now we have 17 right now. So the oldest would be like 3 years. The smallest is about 8 months now as we speak. So these are the babies to take care of. So through it all, whatever is pure, we have been able to work. Like they have been able to send us some money for food. They have been able to send us money for medication, and they have also given us money to build a baby center, because these babies did not have a place to live. So we building a baby center as I'm talking, which is not complete. They've been sending in money, slowly, and we move like from one step to another step. We still need some more money to finish up this baby center. It's going to be a home for these babies, and I'm excited about that, because when babies came to me, they wouldn't fit into the orphans, because they're not orphans. These are abandoned. Orphans, they have often they have a program when they get to 18 years, they have to exit out of the orphanage. But these babies, they don't have any place to exit. This is home, and that's what makes them to be separate from the orphans. So we can't mix them with the orphans. So they have to be separate. They have to be handled as children of the home, and I am the parents to these children, and therefore whatever is pure helps me on that. And therefore, because of that, we also have we just praying and trusting God that we come up with a project that are self-sustainable. We have done with them. We have done chickens, bought some chicken to rear, and so that the children can have eggs, can have meat, and sometimes it's difficult, but we keep on doing it. We have bought a cow. And it was a blessing that we bought a cow that was like it was pregnant, and then within a short time it gave birth to a baby cow. So we already have 2 cows, and the cows providing milk for these babies, and that's very important to us. And so those are some of the small things we're doing. But we are looking forward. We are projecting to do an agricultural project where we can do the farming and produce food and be able to have enough food for these babies without really necessarily going to buy out. We can buy supplements, but the main food, we can produce it. So that is one thing that we are praying that we can do that. Another thing is we're also projecting ahead, because when they come to an age, they have to go to school. So we also want to prepare that when they get to a level of going to class, to go to school, they can have a place to go to school. They have the tuition, they have the teacher, they have all they need. Uniform, because in Kenya it's mandatory for a child to be in school. He must be in a uniform. It's a mandatory. It's a government policy. So we are trying to project to see how do we help these children. And then when they grow up to a level where they have grown up, we also, they have grown up, they have education, they have grown up spiritually. We also want to train them and disciple them in the Word of God so that they can grow up and become a people who can, present Christ wherever they shall be as they grow. And also be able to be, to serve and be out there and mix with other people and not feel like they're abandoned. Just like let them go out there and be like any other person, any other Kenyan who's gone through the system without a problem. So which means we have to love them, we have to do the right thing for them. So we're trying to look at what project that can help us, a self-sustaining project that can help these children not just for today, but for tomorrow and the time to come and the years to come. So those are some of the things we do. And again, so beside the abandoned children, I said we have these elementary kids who are orphans. Those ones, I have a partner who helps me on that, who's from Chicago. They are called Warm Blanket. They help me with that one. But when we move from this elementary orphan, we go to high school orphans. Now that's where we have another problem. The high school orphans, we don't have a funding for them, and there are many. I have 210 high school orphans. We started this school and we put them there because that's the only way we could do, because taking a child or an orphan to a high school in Kenya is extremely expensive. And therefore, because they don't have funding, we could not manage. My wife and I, we could not manage to bring all these kids into a high school and pay for them. And therefore, because my wife is a high school teacher by profession, I challenged her to study at school, and she did. And therefore, we have put these kids in our school, and they get education, and we therefore, trust God to pay the teachers, to buy the stationery, to buy the materials for learning. But the good thing is, these kids are in this school. They are not taken out. We don't take them away. No, they are not. They don't require uniform. I mean, they require uniform, but they don't require school fees. But they are there. They live there. They eat there. They stay there, and they go to school there all year round. So this school again, these high school students who are orphans, they also need help. They need help in the sense that education has, you need some money to run the school. You need some money to pay the teachers. You need some money to buy food for them. You need some money to buy the stationery and the equipment they need in school. So we don't have a funding for this. And therefore our prayer is God helping us, getting like-minded people who can come in through whatever is pure to be able to help us to take care of this school, high school students. And after they finish high school, they go to university or college. Once they get to college or university, then we'll have done the best thing to this child, because they will be able to go to the world market and compete with others, get jobs and do business and do other things, because they are on that level. But without that education, without high school education, which is a bridge to success in education, then it's difficult. So that's an area that we are looking at. And again, we don't want them just to go through high school and then they stop there. We also want them to go beyond high school. We want them to go to university or to tertiary colleges, or to go to something that to train, to get a career. The things we are looking at, so that we don't just take care of these orphans, give them food, and then when they are 18 years, they are supposed to exit out of the orphanage. Then when they get out there, they have nothing to do. It's like they don't know anything. So they go back to the streets. We don't want them to go to the street. We don't want them to go to drugs. We don't want them to get confused. We want them to be focused. We want them to have a love of God. We want them to be leaders, to lead the way. And that's our prayer, and that's what we are doing. That is our vision. Amen.